You know, the entire time that I've believed in karma, I've always believed that everyone sees it as I do. That no matter what you think within, it will have an effect without. That there is no within without a connection to that which sees us. And that which sees, that which perceives behind all of the filters within is consciousness. And consciousness is one. There are many barriers that we are unable to surmount as materialistic beings, but beyond those barriers, beyond those filters, there is a consciousness that basically becomes multiplicitous as more lives are born. But there's always that connection. There's always that stepping back within every being, which we can do at any time, and which always connects us to the grander whole, the source, the thing which we all came from. Now, some people call it God, some people call it One, some people call it Atman, Brahman, some people call it, you can say Allah. You can call it whatever you wish, but the step behind creation is a step to which I'm referring to. Now, when we embrace an idea, it has an external effect in our actions in the real world. But when we realize that this idea is incorrect and we toss it aside, that also has a reaction from the external world. If it was a good idea and we toss it aside, then the world will show us that it was a correct and skillful understanding of creation. If it was a bad idea and we toss it aside, then we will find a good idea more quickly. And we will see that we are not inflicted by suffering from tossing aside this idea. As an individual being, as a sentient human being, we must realize that when it comes to decision, we have very many choices. There are many things that we can do. There are many things that we can decide upon when it comes to ideology. And there are many kinds of people that we can be. But within is where it starts. And there is no disconnect between what we think about within and what manifests without. That makes it very scary. You can think, okay, well, there are a lot of terrible things that I think, but they don't seem to manifest without. Surely there is a disconnect. The disconnect is time. Time disconnects us from manifestation. Our ideas, our thoughts from manifestation. But when we attach a certain amount of desire, when we increase the magnitude of how much we want this certain idea to happen, or how much we don't want it to happen, then that's when it becomes more likely that it will manifest to teach us that we shouldn't be connected to it at all. Whether it's craving or aversion, we shouldn't be connected to it. When it comes to realizing oneself, there are a few barriers, because as an individual soul, as we are born, we don't conceptualize these barriers. As a baby, we think, okay, well, everything is a part of everything else, and we just look at these images that we see of our mother, of the walls, of pictures, of the grocery store, and we try to understand. That's what we do throughout our entire lives. But the mistake that we all make as human beings is that we try to understand by segmenting things, by separating things, by conceptualizing things into boxes, into cubes that fit into certain parameters that exist far apart from ideas that we believe are separate, that we believe are on the other side of the spectrum, on the other side of our being. And as we separate these boxes, we start to create a conception that is further and further from observation, further and further from truly understanding what it is to perceive as a human being, and certainly what it is to be a human being. Without the ability to truly see, to truly perceive, to truly observe as an individual, without creating these lines, without conceptualizing, okay, that is that, and this is who I am, without creating an identity for ourselves and embracing it, and saying that person is the opposite identity, and everything in between, we feel that we cannot claim that we are human. We feel like we are not an individual. Our individualization feels like it is bound by separation. bound by segmentation and the expectation that there will be a reaction from the other side of the spectrum of ideology. But this is not the case. This is an idea based on fear. This is an understanding based on the fear of that which we don't identify with, that which is unknown, that which other people create an ideology for, whereas our ideology is on the other side and accepted within ourselves, but not within their selves. So we must be careful. We must look at ourselves. We must not create a separate society just because our conceptualization was slightly different or majorly different from those who are on the other side of the hill. So we must be careful as human beings. We must try to understand ourselves and other people and realize that there is no disconnect. At any rate, thank you very much for watching. This has been kind of a short video, kind of a rant. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you like this video at all, hit that thumbs up down there. I would greatly appreciate it. If you want to ask questions or make statements regarding this video, feel free to shoot it down in the comment section below. And don't forget to follow me on Patreon at www.patreon.com/darkrealist. Capital D, capital R. And then I only ask for $1 a month if you want to join my Patreon account. And feel free to donate more if you want to. But at any rate, thank you very much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.